I'd come on here and I'll talk about the beginning of my life, and I'm going to do it in stages because if we ain't got time to talk about it right now, it'll take a year just to talk about it, to be fair. Yeah, okay. And obviously it's very hard for me to talk about this. But I'd like to share my experiences with people because I'm not the only person that's gone through what I've gone through, and I think if one person can stand up and be brave and talk about their past, it might help others. So I'm going to talk to you lot, and because you're used to me by now rabbiting on about bullshit. Please, people, someone sent nasty comments on my last one. There really was no need for that, you know. And you know who you was. I'm not going to say who you were. And there really was no need for that, you know. Because one day it could be you. Well, anyway, my name's Carla. I'm from Southampton. And I'm now 38 years old. Oh, no, sorry, 39 now. I had a birthday the other day. I lived with my mum until I was 7 years old, and then I grew up in care. Reason for going into care was I put myself in care when I was young. I grew up around domestic violence, sexual abuse on myself. I didn't have a very nice life, really. My life was quite, I don't know, I can't explain it really. I didn't live the life that most children lead. The only good bit about my life really was my little brother, because he gave me the bit of childhood that I did have, and obviously he was sheltered from things that were happening to me, and I never spoke up, and I should have really. Well, here we go. Right, well, from young, I was abused, obviously. I was sold to men for money. I was pimped out by pimps. I was beat up. I was raped. I got taken advantage of, really. Got made to do things. Today, I'm still scared of shadows. And the reason why I'm scared of shadows, I always look for shadows, because you can always see a shadow coming. That's one thing you can never hide from someone, is a shadow. Yeah, so I used to watch the shadows to whoever was coming to see me when I was little. I was only little, you know. My mum was always off her face, and people took advantage of me. They used to come upstairs and do things to me that they shouldn't have, you know. And I'm glad it was me and not my little brother. My little brother was cherished. They loved him so much, everybody did, even my mum. She loved him more than me. She wouldn't even let him go to camp because she would miss him so much and stuff, you know. But that did change, trust me. Yeah. And there was only one great part of my life, really. My mum finally met this man, and he was German. And he was great. And he protected me from other people. That was the only time that my mum ever had someone that in her life that did protect me, and he stopped things from happening. Then he got deported back to Germany. But he was great, you know, and I'd never forget this one time. This is one of the one times that I remember my mum actually being really nice to me when I was little. But she was horrible first. I remember I was naughty at school, and she got a phone call, and they said that I wasn't allowed in school the next day. And because I wasn't allowed in school the next day, it disrupted what she had to do. So she was shouting at me, and I'll never forget she was shouting. And I remember when we used to walk through the hallway, we had the stairs, we had the front door, then we had the stairs, and then we had the hallway, then we had the lounge, and then we had the kitchen. And there was a metal pole that used to stick out of the ground of the kitchen. And there was a back door in our kitchen that used to lead to the side, and you got up the side to our garden. Well, my mum literally picked me up and threw me, and I fell on this metal pole, and I had this big gash on my leg. And obviously, it was really, really deep, and my mum didn't want to take me to the hospital. And you know what? I'll always remember afterwards my mum cleaning me up and her giving me £1 to go to the shop to get some sweets, and her sitting me on her lap and her telling me she loved me. She never used to tell me that when I was little, that she loved me and that, you know. Yeah, so basically, men used to come to my room, do what they wanted with me. She was downstairs doing what she was doing. I used to love it when she got drunk, because basically she was nice. She used to give us money, and me and Ben used to go to the shops and play. We used to go in the garden and play. Ben was so funny. I remember when he took the TV apart. Fucking hell, I thought he was in trouble. No, Golden Boy didn't do nothing wrong there. He was making a Ghostbuster pack. He wanted to be a Ghostbuster. He could watch that film in German, you know, and he still knew what they were saying. But yeah, Ben was great as a kid. He gave me the little bit of childhood I had. We used to play Baywatch. We had this big tower in the garden. The German guy, Rudy, he built it for us. It was like a big tower. And we used to go up there, and we used to pretend to be Baywatch. And I was always the one that was drowning, and Ben used to always save me. And I remember me and Ben used to always play Batman and Catwoman. And I thought I was like really special and really hot, because like I'd get the hose pipe and I'd whip him with the hose pipe. And I remember one day he went and nicked the cushions from inside Mum's, and he put his hands inside the cushions, and he literally, I don't know why I did it, I must have been a mug, and literally he got my head and he went smash like that. And I remember we had like this little fish tank thing that we won from the fair. We went to the fair and we won like this fish tank, and the fish died. So me and Ben was like, because the grass was really long in our garden, and we like went round and we was trying to find grasshoppers, and he ripped all the legs off my grasshoppers. But still, we had a great time, you know. He was good. I love my brother. He's great. He gave me them good memories, you know. They're the memories that I do have. Every memory of my childhood that is good, I've got to say is with Ben. So I love him for that, because he gave me something good. Yeah. Then I ran away and I went into care. Well, I didn't run away, actually. I ran away, and I ran away to a lady up the road. I was literally 6 doors up the road. My mum didn't know where I was. And I was gone for ages. Ages and ages and ages. And she didn't even look for me. She reported me missing when basically our child benefit stopped. And she wanted to know why. And it was because obviously the people I was staying with, we've run social services, and they've taken over. They tried to get in contact with my mum so many times, and she'd never open the door to them, and she'd hide from them. And I was only up the road. And I remember my brother going missing, and he was in asleep in the back of the car. Oh my God, she was frantic. She was so worried. And another time he was asleep underneath the trailer. I got a picture of that, actually. I must send it to him, because he looked so cute. And I got a picture of him on camp as well with our Uncle Nobby. That was a good day. Yeah, I loved my mum. But I don't think she really ever loved me back, and I still don't think she does today. Even though she'll pop in and out of my life when it suits her, but whenever I need her, she's there for a little bit. showing face to people that she's there and she's a good parent and that. But I'm sorry, I can't forgive you. And well, anyway, so I went into care. I went into foster family, and they were good. They were really good, but I wasn't. I wouldn't let anyone near me. I wouldn't get close to anyone. So I messed up every foster placement I had to the point where no one would take me. I was too violent. I was a danger to them, and they used to be scared of what I would do. Because if they got close to me, I would go as far as picking up a knife or, you know. And I was running away to Brighton, to London. And I remember then I started going to children's homes. And then this pimp turned up at the children's home. Ace Clark his name was. I'm sorry, I will say your name because you're an arsehole and you're a dirty cunt. And you deserve to be slanted over the internet. And that man stood there, and I remember him, big black man, bald head. He had a black BMW, typical pimp style man, and he had this long black leather coat and white shoes. I would never forget them white shiny shoes. And when I was little, my mum introduced him to us, and I remember him taking me to the ice cream man, telling me, "You're going to be mine when you're older." I never knew what he meant by that. And literally, yeah, he claimed me. So, 12 years old, 13 years old, he sticks me on the streets. Tells me I have to make money. He's got a gun in his car. Locks me in rooms. Beats me up, rapes me. Did whatever he wanted to me. And no one ever stopped it. No. The police knew about him. Social services knew about him. People, everybody knew about him. And it's like, he was untouchable. He could do whatever the fuck he wanted to. And it wasn't just me. There were other kids there too. And all these men hurt me. Sorry. I don't know what to say anymore, really. It's just got worse and worse. Then they got me on drugs. 13 years old and on fucking drugs. I was on crack at 13 years old. So I knew about the drug lifestyle at 13. Years old. And the thing is, like, crack is not a drug you can get addicted to physically. It's a drug that's all mental in your head. It's a bit like cocaine, if anyone's ever done it. You know, they do it, they want more and more and more and more until you pass out, really. But I was 13, man. 13 years old. And basically, he would get me high, have sex with me, and then, like, put me on the streets to work. And I remember, like, all these men just... And I would cry. Why these men are doing what they're doing to me, I would cry. And social services knew where I was. They knew what was happening to me. And they did nothing. Absolutely nothing. Till I stabbed someone, and then I got locked up for my safety and safety of others in a secure unit. And I met another girl there that was going through the same stuff I was. And she, like, lived a similar lifestyle to me. In fact, she's got the same name as me. It must be something about her name, innit? So, and I loved it there. I was locked up, my freedom was gone, but I loved it there. And I was safe for a while. And then a member of staff started working there. And he raped me too. It was just like, from young to old, men could just do what they wanted to me. So, I hated men. I hated all men. I never had a boyfriend when I was young. Didn't want one. Because they might hurt me. So, yeah, so all those bad things happened to me. I'm only 13 now. I ain't even reached puberty. Do you know what I mean? I hadn't even hit my periods.
Hello, Bella. I got you a tablet.
Thank you.
You alright?
Yeah, I'm fine. Just talking.
You're right. I'm alright.
Good. Thank you very much.
Done, thank you.
So yeah, so all these things had happened to me by the age of 13. I thought I'd never have kids. Never have them. Never bring them into this world. That is too cruel. Why would God do that to a child? Why would God that's what I used to think, why would God let someone hurt me? What have I done to deserve all this? Why me? When's it ever going to stop? 2 children's homes I went to and got raped by members of staff. They were the one, they're looking after children. You'd think they'd vet them and check they're alright and stuff. No. Well, so I've come out of the secure unit now, and they've stuck me into another children's home. They moved me everywhere. I went to 13 children's homes in 7 months. That's how bad I was. That's how aggressive I was. That's how scared of people I was. That's how violent I was. And I'd run away. And people would find me still. Pimps would find me no matter where I went. It's like they had a tracking device on me. So in my eyes, I used to think, are they telling them where I am? How can they find me all these times? Oh, I'm up in Kent, and they're from Southampton. How the fuck can they find me from there? That's like coming from England, going to, I don't know, France, yeah? But, you know, that's just a description. But they'd always find me. And I got kidnapped one day and I got shoved in a boot of a car. And a gun put in my mouth. I remember him making me get on my knees in front of all these people. And he undid his trousers and his zipper and made me do things. Let alone, I hated myself. I was fucking embarrassed, ashamed, fucking. So I started self-harming myself, trying to kill myself. I just don't understand how the people that meant to be looking after me can let these things happen to me. Basically, they're meant to be there to protect you as children, and that's where society is letting us down today. Because that's not happening. You're protecting the wrong people. You're focusing all on the wrong things, and do you know what I mean? There's innocent children out there that's being kidnapped, trafficked. All right, I wasn't sent to another country and trafficked, but bad things happen to me. I might as well have been, you know. Then I remember one day I got put out on the streets to work, the streets of London, after they kept me in a room for 3 days. And all these men came in and had a go on me. And they did a train on me. Just one after the other, just one after the other, just one after the other. I think there was about 7 of them. I can't remember precisely, but I think there was about 7. And they put me on the streets of Peckham. And then afterwards they took me to a nightclub. And I remember these men sticking their hands up my skirts. Telling me what a pretty girl I was. I was only a kid. How the fuck did I get in a nightclub? Do you know what I mean? And I remember this black door. This is all I remember. This room, this black door, under like a... There was like a railway above it, like, you know, a bridge, railway bridge, and then under there was the black door. And I remember you could buy fucking drugs at this fucking place. You could even buy drugs at the taxi rank. And I reckon that night was the worst night ever of my life, really. That night cost me a good few years of my life. I was out working and a man came up to me that I recognised, and he wanted to basically hurt me, then me hurt him. So I tied him up. So he couldn't get out. I went in the kitchen. I boiled the kettle. Well, you can imagine what happened from there. And I went to prison. Got 6 years. Yeah? Can you put it on my bed?
Huh?
Can you put it on my bed?
Uh-huh. It smells like it does, actually.
Oh, thank you.
Jerky's pregnant, isn't it?
So yeah, all these things happened to me as a child. So yeah, I went to prison really young. I spent 3 years in there. They were the best 3 years of my life. I was safe. No one could hurt me. Well, I come out. It's like, bam! That same fucking day I came out, mate, that man was waiting outside. How the fuck you know that? I'm telling you, the local authority was telling him where I was. I've gone to Kent. I've gone to Bristol. I've gone to London. I've gone all around the fucking UK, and that man found me everywhere I went. Did whatever he wanted with me. And I remember him telling me that I've got to make 3 years of money up because I've been a bad girl and I had to make the money up to give to him because he's lost money because of me. I was his best earner, you know. I'm this cute little blonde thing, you know, that... And social services stuck me in a B&B. Right in the fucking prostitute area, right where all the drugs was. So this time, I'm not a grass. I've never been a grass. But I was up his place and I remember him doing what he did to me. And then he made my friend go in there. And he ripped her so bad. And there was this boy outside making loads of noise, and he went out there with this sword and sliced the top of his ear off. So obviously the police got called, and I actually went against him in court. And he still walked. And they promised me that if I went against him, then he would get put away because of all the bad things he did. They just needed that one person. And they used me. So he came for me.
He kicked the shit out of me.